root module. So modules are basically containers for multiple resources that are to be used together. Well, in layman's term, it's basically the folder which will contain your code. The important files here that you need to worry about is basically the main.tf, the variables.tf, and the outputs.tf. So the main.tf is basically the file which will contain all the code that you need to create configuration. Variables and output.tf is something that I'll teach you later on. Those include the Terraform init, the plan, and the apply. So let's go through them one by one. But before we do that, let me show you a sample code in Terraform and what it looks like. A Terraform code will always consist of a provider and the configuration for that provider and a resource block. So the resource block is arguably the most important block, and it is this block which actually creates the infrastructure that we need. So for example, in this particular resource, what we are creating is a VPC network. And the name of this VPC network is VPC network 2. Now, of course, I will be going through these blocks in more details in the later chapter, but this particular chapter is just to explain to you all the three important commands in Terraform. So what does the Terraform init do? The Terraform init downloads all the dependencies for this code. So those include all the providers and all the dependencies for those particular provider. So if you go through our folder structure right now, it just consists of the main.tf. Whenever I run the Terraform init, it will also download all the code within a .terraform folder. So let's do that. So I'll run the Terraform init command. So as you can see that it's initializing the backend. So let's wait for this to get over. So if we again go through this, you can see that there was a folder that got downloaded, and this contains all the provider related code. Okay. So the next command we run is called the Terraform plan. Now what the Terraform plan command tells you is that these are the resources that will be created by this particular piece of code or by this particular main.tf. It does not create those resources, but it will tell you in advance that these are the resources that we will create. So for example, in this main.tf file, there will be one resource called the VPC network that will be created. So let's see what happens when we run the Terraform plan command. So if you go look at the output, so the output that we get would be something like this. It will say that the Terraform will perform the following action, and it will create a VPC network, and the name of the VPC network would be this, and all the other parameters would be known only after you run this particular Terraform command to create that particular resource. So how do you create the resource? So now we know that we've initialized the backend, we've done a Terraform plan to know that these are the resources that will be created. So let's create that particular resource now. So to create the resource, we need to run the Terraform apply command. And then you need to add, and then you need to enter yes. And it's currently creating the resource. And finally, once your Terraform apply is finished, you can actually go back to your GCP console and check whether your network has been created. So you can see that a network has been created. So this is the basic default network, which has a subnet within each region. So this was a very brief introduction on how Terraform works. In the next chapter, I will show you how you can connect your Terraform with your GCP network. So in this particular lecture, it was already created, but there are multiple ways to connect your Terraform with GCP, and that will be shown in the next particular lecture. So I'll see you there.